Welcome once again to our lesson. We are going to have a lesson on mathematics, and remember, we are from 0 to hero on the channel Tembani News. I'm your host, Paida, who is going to be leading you into a maths lesson. I hope you have been following through the previous lessons. Please, if you have any questions, write them in our comment section. I'll respond to them. At the same time, if you have a topic that you are interested in, that you want us to look at, please also write in the comment section. I'll focus on that topic. But today we are moving on and proceeding on with the concept of inequalities. I gave you some homework in the previous lesson where we were looking at representing inequalities on a number line. So I'm going to look at these questions that I gave you so that you see if you manage to get the correct solutions. So the first thing is we write our number line, and on our number line, our focus number for number 1 is 2. We put our 2 here, so it means we have a 3 and a 4. This side from 2, we have 1. We also have 0. And then from there, we put a circle, small circle on our focus number, which is 2. In this case, we are not shading the circle because it doesn't have an equal to. Then we read our inequality sign. We are saying 2 is less than x. 2 is less than x. So we need the numbers which are greater than 2. So numbers which are greater than 2 are 3 and 4. So it means our inequality arrow is going to move in that direction. Then the next question, we also write our number line, and then on our number line, the focus number is -4. So if we have -4, it means here we have -3, and here we have -2. This side, we have -5, and we also have -6. Then we put a circle, a small circle, on -4, which is our focus number. Then here is written or equal to. It means if we have or equal to, we are shading the circle. So we shade the circle. After shading the circle, we then read our inequality. It's saying -4 is greater than or equal to x. Remember, our focus is finding the solutions for x. So if we are saying -4 is greater than x, it means our solutions are numbers that are less than -4. So numbers that are less than -4 are numbers on this side. So our arrow is moving on in that direction. Then we go on to the next one, where our focus number in this case is a 4. So if we have a 4 here, it means we have a 5 and a 6. And this side we have a 3, and we also have a 2. So from those numbers, we are now going to put our circle on our focus number, which is 4. Then ask yourself if you are shading or you are not shading. In this case, we are shading the circle because it is or equal to. After shading, we read the inequality. The inequality is saying 4 is less than or equal to x. So it means we need numbers which are greater than 4. Numbers which are greater than 4 are 5 and 6, moving in that direction. So our arrow also moves in that direction. Then we move on to this question. It has a fraction. So we are going to put a 4 here. We are going to put a -4 here. We are also going to put a -3 here. And we are also going to put a -2 here. Then this side, we are going to put a -5. And we are also going to put a -6. After doing that, we are saying -4 and 1/3. If we are to divide this into 3 parts, it means I'm going to change my color so that you see what we are talking about. It means our -4 and 1/3 is somewhere there. So after doing that, we then put our circle, our small circle, on -4.5, which is -4.1/3, which is somewhere here. I'm sorry, we are not supposed to shade our circle because it doesn't have an equal to. Then we read the inequality. We are saying x is greater. So we need values which are greater. It means the values which are greater are in this direction. So our arrow also goes in that direction. So I hope you managed to get these questions correctly for our lesson. For this lesson, we want to look at representing the inequality which are in simultaneous form. Remember, we did simultaneous inequalities where we're solving simultaneous inequalities. So I want to look at these inequalities where we actually have a simultaneous solution. Notice we have two inequality signs. So we do the same thing, but now our focus is now on two numbers. In this case, for number 1, our first focus number is 2 and the other number is 5. So when we are writing our number line, we need those numbers to be on the number line. So I'm going to put the number line and I need my 2. So it means I have a 3 here, I have a 4 here, I have a 5. From a 5, I have a 6. I can also put a 7, and then here I have a 2. It means I also have a 1 and a 0. I now have the numbers that I want. My focus numbers are 2 and 5. So I'm going to put a small circle on 2 and also a small circle on 5. Then I'm going to go to this inequality. I'm closing off this side, focusing on this side. This side is an or equal to. It means I'm shading this circle. After shading, remember, I'm closing off everything this side, so my focus is on what is this side. So I'm reading this. It's saying 2 is less than or equal to x. 2 is less than or equal to x. So it means I need values which are greater. My x values are values which are greater than 2. So the values which are greater than 2 are 3, 4, 5, 6, going in that direction. Then I go to the other side. I'm now closing off this inequality starting from here. So this inequality sign does not have an equal to. So I'm not shading the inequality. So I'm now going to read the inequality. The inequality is x is less than 5. X is less than 5. Numbers which are less than 5. 6 is not less than 5. 7 is not less than 5. Numbers which are less than 5 are 4, 3, 2. Moving on in this direction. So it means my arrow is going to come in that direction. Notice these inequalities have combined. This is the solution for this inequality. I'm going again to do another one so that we are able to follow through when we are given these inequalities. We have this one. I put again my number line. My focus number is -2 and the other focus number is 1. So I need a -2. From -2, I have -1. I also have 0. I also have 1. I also have 2. I'm also going to write 3. And from -2, I have -3. I also have -4. So I've written the numbers. My focus numbers, -1 and also -2 and also 1. I'm going to put my small circles on these numbers. So I'm going to put a small circle here and another small circle there. Now, I'm going to start by closing this side and focusing on this inequality this side. So I'm saying on this inequality sign, it doesn't have an or equal to. So I'm not shading the small circle. I'm leaving it like that. But I need to read the inequality from this point up to here. It says -2 is less than x. -2 is less than x. It means my solutions for x are values which are greater than -2. So values which are greater than -2 are -1, 0, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, going in this direction. So it means my arrow is going in this direction. Then I come on to this one. I close off this side, focus on from x, going in this direction. I have x is less than 1. It doesn't have an or equal to, so I'm not shading the circle. Then I have x is less than 1. X is less than 1. It means the values for x are the values which are less than 1. Values which are less than 1 are 0, -1, -2, moving in this direction. So my arrow is moving in this direction. It means this becomes my solution for representing this on a number line. I hope you are following through, and please like and follow our channel, Tembani News, for you to get more lessons on mathematics, which we are focusing on from 0 to hero. I'm going to move on to another question, another example. So this is the question that we have. I need the -3 at the same time. I also need a 2.5. So I'm going to put my number line, which I'm going to start from -4, -3, -2, -1, 0, 1, 2, 3. It means here in the middle, I have my 2.5. I can choose to write it, but I'm going to write it in a different color. That's where my 2.5 is. So from there, my focus point is -3 and positive 2.5. So on -3, I'm going to put my small circle. On 2.5, I'm again going to put my small circle. Notice here I have an equal to, less than or equal to, which means I'm shading my circle. Here also I have a x is less than or equal to, I'm going to put again to shade my circle. After shading these small circles, now I'm going to focus on my inequality up to this end. Reading it, it's saying -3 is less than or equal to x. So the solutions for my inequalities are values which are greater than -3. The values which are greater than -3 are values in this direction. I'm going to put my arrow. Then I go to the other end. Starting from x going in this direction, I'm saying x is less than 2.5. 3 becomes greater than 2.5. So values which are less than 2.5 are starting from this end going in that direction. So my arrow is also going to move in that direction. I've represented that inequality on a number line. I'm going to do again these two questions, representing them on a number line. So the first thing is writing. Let me divide the board. Okay? So my focus numbers, -3, I need a -3. So if I have a -3, I have a -2, -1, 0, 1, 2. I'm just going to put a 3 there, and I'm going to put a -4 here. After doing that, I'm going to put a small circle on -3, which is my focus number, and also I'm going to put a small circle on +2, which is also another focus number of that simultaneous solution. After doing that, I'm going to look at this inequality sign on -3. It's not shaded because it just doesn't have an or equal to. But here on 2, I have to shade because of this or equal to. Then I'm going to read my inequality. My inequality is -3 is less than x, which means the values of x are greater than -3. So it means my arrow is going to move in this direction. Then I go to this one. X is less than or equal to 2. X is less than or equal to 2. So we need values for x which are less than or equal to 2. Those values are starting from here, going in this direction, because 0 is less than 2, 1 is less than 2. So it means my solution is like that. Remember to shade where you are supposed to shade. And do not shade where you are not supposed to shade. Where there is an or equal to, that's where you shade. If there is no or equal to, please do not shade. So look at this one. We also have our focus numbers, -7 and -1. So I'm going to put a -8, -7, -6, -5, -4, -3, -2, -1, and 0. My focus numbers are -7. I'm putting here my small circle, and -1. I'm also going to put there my small circle. Where do I shade? I hope you're going to get it correct. I'm shading where there is an or equal to. An or equal to is here on the focus number, which is 7. So I'm going to shade here. Do I shade on -1? No, we do not shade on -1 because there's no or equal to. Then I read my inequality. -7 is less than or equal to x. So it means I need values which are greater than. The values of x are going to be greater than -7. So these values are the values in this direction. Then I'm now reading from this point going in that direction. X is less than -1. x is less than -1. So the values that I need for x are values which are less than -1. The values which are less than -1 are values which are moving in this direction. So I've written the solution for that inequality and I've represented it on a number line. I hope you are following. Please remember to like and follow Tembani News for more lessons on mathematics. So there are some inequalities which can come in this case where you notice that when we are now writing these ones, they are not combined. They have the same colon in between them. Let's see how we represent those inequalities on a number line. So the first one that we want to look at, we also have to focus on our focus numbers. Our focus number in this case, we have a -2 and the other focus number there is 1. So we are writing our inequality, and on our inequality I need a -2. So it means here there's a -3, then here there's a -1, here there's 0, here there's 1, here there's 2. My focus numbers are all represented. So the first focus number that I'm going to focus on is this one, where I have my -2. And here it is on or equal to. What are we supposed to do? We are supposed to shade. So we are going to shade on this one. After shading, we are going to read what the inequality is saying. The inequality is saying x is less than or equal to -2. X is less than or equal to -2. So the values of x are less than or equal to -2. Values which are less than -2 are -3, -4, going in this direction. So my arrow is going to go in that direction. I have sorted up to this end. Now I need to represent this end also on a number line. So I'm going to put my small circle on 1, which is my focus number. After putting that small circle, we are not supposed to shade because we do not have an or equal to. What are we going to do? We are now going to read the inequality. It's saying x is greater than 1. X is greater than 1. So values which are greater than 1, 0 is less than 1. -1 is less than 1. So it means our arrow cannot go in this direction. It has to go to values which are greater. These are the values which are greater where we have 2 and 3. Notice these inequalities do not combine. They have a gap because this one is moving in this direction and this one is also moving in that direction. Let's do another one so that you are able to follow through. So that in this case on part B, my focus numbers are 3 and 6. So when I write my number line, I need to have a 3 and a 6. So here I have 3, here 4, 5, 6. Then I'm going to put a 7 and an 8 here. I'm also going to put a 2 and a 1 here. So those are my numbers on the number line which are represented. My focus numbers are all there, the 3 and the 6. So I'm going to put a small circle here on 3 and I'm also going to put a small circle here on 6. After doing that, do I shade? No, we are not shading because there's no or equal to in both instances, on 3 and on 6. After doing that, we need to see where our arrows are going to go to. So let's go to the first one. We have x is less than 3. So the values of x are less than 3. Is 4 less than 3? No. Is 2 less than 3? Yes. So it means my arrow is moving in this direction. So these are the values of x for the first one. Then we move on to that one, where we are saying x is greater than 6. X is greater than 6. 4 is less than 6. So it doesn't satisfy this inequality. It means the values which are greater than 6 are found in this direction. We have represented that one on a number line. Please try this one on your own, as I'm trying to encourage each and every follower to please subscribe for more lessons remember, we are here to teach mathematics and to help you to come from 0 to hero, where you see that mathematics is very simple. Please follow our channel, Tembani News, for more maths lessons. So on this one, let's see if you manage to get it correct. So our focus number on that one, we have a -6 and we also have a -2. So here I have my -6, here it means I have a -7, here I have a -8. And here I have a -5, here -4, here -3, -2, -1, -1, 0, and 1. These are the numbers that I have. My focus numbers, -6, so I'm going to put a small circle here on -6, and -1, -2, I'm going to put another small circle there on -2. Do I shade on -6? No, we are not shading on -6 because it doesn't have an or equal to. Then on -2, do I shade? Yes, I shade because I have an or equal to. So I'm shading in the circle. I hope that part you managed to get it correct. After shading, now we want to see where our arrows are going to be moving. So the first one, we read it. We are saying x is less than -6. So the values of x are less than -6. The values which are less than -6 are -7 and -8. So our arrow is moving to numbers in this direction. Then we go to the other side where we are on -2. Let's read the inequality. The inequality is saying x is greater than or equal to -2. So we need values for x which are greater than -2. The values which are greater than -2 are values in this direction. So we also put an arrow in that direction. These are the inequalities that we have represented on a number line, which are simultaneous in nature, but they do not combine, they do not meet. They are separated. I hope you are getting what we are explaining. For me to see the progress that you are making, please send in the questions that you have, send in your solutions on our channel. I will respond to them. For this lesson, this is what we are going to have as our homework as we come to the end of the lesson. Remember, this is Tembani News. I'm your host, Paida, taking you on the lesson of mathematics from 0 to hero. I believe in you. You are going to pass mathematics if you continue to follow our channel, if you continue to watch our lessons. God bless you. Bye.